Pisces, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your monthly horoscope for August 2021. And before we begin, I would like to let you know that I also do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. And I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. Now, Pisces, before we get into this reading, I also want to let you know that I have put out that long-term energy video that I was asking you about last month. Now this video talks about, rather that video talks about the long-term energies in your chart, things like where Saturn is, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, and what all that means. See, in astrology, energy changes very fast, yes, day to day, month to month, but there are certain themes that can be there for years in your life. Now that video breaks those down for you. So you can watch that, Pisces, and if it's not already out, it should be very soon. Okay, now let's talk about the month of August. The month of August is an extremely intense month, right? And we begin August with a lot of intensity. There are lots of oppositions and squares, and in the beginning only we will be asked to make decisions and all those sort of things. But in this video, I'm going to break down the highlights, and if you want the details, you can watch my monthly. I break down the beginning of August in that video. You can watch my dailies for more details and my weeklies to know how the week's going to go. But in this video, I'm going to give you the highlights for the month of August for you, Pisces. So on 8th August, after a week, a stressful week, I would say, of just changing things, decisions, all that stuff, there is a new moon in Leo. And it's at 16 degrees of Leo, right here. The sun and the moon will be together at 16 degrees. And a new moon is new beginnings, right? We are beginning something new for the next lunar month, for the next 30 days or so, till the new moon, which happens next month. And this new beginning for you, Pisces, is in your 6th house, right? So this is a new beginning for you when it comes to your job, health, diet, habits, exercise, all those things. However, I do want to mention, Pisces, that this beginning can feel challenging, and that's because Saturn is opposing the sign of Leo, right? So as you try to make this new beginning, few things can happen. It can feel challenging. It can feel like, okay, I'm trying to make this new beginning. I'm trying this new habit. I'm trying to develop it. Why isn't it happening? That can happen. Or it can be that the beginning doesn't happen because Saturn is there opposing it and asking, hey, what other work do you need to do to make this new beginning happen? Because that's Saturn, right? It asks for decisions. It asks for hard work. It delays things. It leads to disappointments. And this is for everybody. It's not just you, Pisces. Everybody will have this frustrating beginning, so to speak. And that for you specifically is in your house of health, job, routine, diet, exercise, and habits. So and the reason I'm saying this is because don't get disheartened if you feel that energy, right? Because Saturn is there. There's probably a reason why it's not happening the way you want it to happen right now. So that's the first thing. Then on August 11th, Mercury is going to leave your 6th house and enter your 7th house. Now Mercury is our mind, it's our communication, it's our mental energy, very plainly put. And from August 11th onwards, your mental energy, your thinking, your communication will be about legal relationships. Now these include your marriage, could be your in-laws, could also be your business partners. That's what your mind's going to be thinking about, focused on, communicating about more than usual for the next 2 weeks till August 30th. Not 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks. Till August 30th. Right? And then on August 15th, we have the first quarter square of the moon. Alright? Now the first quarter square of the moon is when the sun and the moon make their first 90-degree angle after the new moon. Now this is a point for that begins a process for the whole of next week till August 22nd, which is about adjustments, which is about overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges connected to the new beginning that you had on August 8th, about your health, job, habits, all those things. So the universe will ask you this week, hey, okay, you started that new beginning in your house of health. You started this new routine. For example, this is just an example, which felt challenging as it is because Saturn was opposing that new beginning in your routine. But now this week, you'll be asked, okay, how do I make this routine better? What part of this routine is not working? Now, the same could be applied to your health, to your exercise, to your diet, to your job, right? So that's the energy of the whole week that you're going to be doing subtly in the background. Then on August 16th, Venus is going to leave your 7th house and enter your 8th house. Now, Venus, wherever it is, it brings blessings, right? It brings gifts. It can also make us more receptive to that area of our life. Until August 16th, Venus is on this chart, it's in your 7th house, but till August 16th, it will be in your 7th house, which means till August 16th, it would have brought gifts, blessings, some sort of receptivity to your legal relationships, including your marriage, business partners, in-laws, things like that. And now on August 16th, it's going to leave your 7th house and enter your 8th house. Now the 8th house is the house of intimate relationships. It's the house of personal karmic things. It's also the house of the occult and hidden things and investments and that sort of stuff. 8th house is also the house of transformation, right? Total transformation. It's the house of endings. So Venus in that house will bless that area of your life. It could be an intimate relationship that it comes in, blesses. Or it could be a transformation that it helps you make. Anything like that. Or an ending that it helps you with. But you will also be more receptive to those matters in your life. So that's August 16th. And then on August 19th, Uranus is going to go retrograde in your 3rd house. Okay, now wherever Uranus is, first of all, it's going to be here for a long time, years. And wherever Uranus is, what does Uranus want? Uranus wants us to be our authentic self, our unique self. And for that, it gets rid of things or it brings things into your life. Now for you, Uranus has been doing this in your 3rd house, which is your immediate environment, your siblings, your mind, thinking, communication, social media, editing, all 3rd house things. So through these areas, it's helping you be and find your unique self. Now, for example, this is just an example. If there is an immediate environment that's preventing you from being your unique self, Uranus may pull you out of that and, give you a new immediate environment. Or if there is, say, something connected to social media or writing or communication, they'll help you in being your unique self. Uranus will push you in that direction. But Uranus energy is sudden and unexpected. So when Uranus is going to go retrograde, we are going to begin the review process connected to this area for you, Taurus. 3rd house for you. And at this point also all outer planets are retrograde, right? Pluto is retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Neptune, Chiron, and now Uranus. Now, which means that a lot of the things we are dealing with are things we've seen in the past, recent past. Because retrogrades bring up the past for review, for us to approach those things from a different perspective. They also bring rewards. Now Uranus has gone retrograde, and the pressure also eases off when Uranus goes retrograde. The pressure of being a unique self, that kind of eases off. We're still going to be our unique self, but we've done the work, the active work. Now is the time to go back and say, okay, this needs to be done better. Okay, this is the reward coming to me for that work I've put in. And that's connected to your 3rd house. Then on August 22nd, for this, I am going to move up the chart so you can see this. So give me a moment while I do that. Okay, Pisces. So, give me a moment. Alright. Now, the full moon in Aquarius happens on August 22nd, but when I say August 22nd, August 16th, depending on where you're at, the times can change. So give or take 8 days for these energies. And this full moon is very special because we had a full moon in Aquarius even last month. This is the second full moon in Aquarius. Typically, we'll have one full moon in a sign in the whole year. But this year, we're having 2 full moons in Aquarius, which makes it special and more powerful, right? And the full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other. The moon's going to be here at 29 degrees of Aquarius. Okay, sorry. Let me change up the chart a little so that you're on the rising sign. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So let me show that to you. It's your 6th house and your 12th house at 29 degrees of Aquarius, right? Now, full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other. And a full moon typically feels stressful because the sun is our identity, it's our consciousness, and the moon is our emotions, and they're opposing, right? Which can feel intense. But a full moon brings with it clarity, it brings with it understandings. It's also a culmination point of sorts. And for you, Pisces, this full moon is in your 6th and 12th house, which means it's highlighting your health, your job, your day-to-day routine, your diet and exercise on one hand, and habits as well, and your subconscious mind, your spirituality, your connection to the divine, drugs, delusions, addictions, depression, isolation, all those are 12th house as well. So all those things, that is what is being highlighted with this full moon. Okay, but this full moon will also help you understand 2 things. One is the new beginning that happened for you on 8th August, right? Which was about your health, which was about your job, which was about your habits and your routine and your exercise, all those things. It's helping you understand that better. The second is connected to your 12th house. And this goes back to December of 2020 and also goes back to Feb of 2021. So around then, there was a new beginning of sorts. And now no more clarity is coming connected to that beginning. And that beginning was in your 12th house of spirituality, connecting to the higher realm, subconscious mind, closing out the past, isolation, drugs, delusions, illusions, deception, addictions, all 12th house things. So it's helping you understand that better. And on the same day, August 22nd, the sun's going to move on and enter your 7th house, which means the focus till August 22nd for the past 30 days has been your house of health and job. Naturally, there's so much energy there, right? But now on August 22nd, the sun is going to be in your 7th house, making the focus, bringing to light, illuminating your legal relationships, whether it's marriage, whether it's a business partnership, or a legal issue, right? And it's going to continue to do that for the next 30 days. And then after that, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Libra on August 30th. Now your mental energy, your communication, your thinking will be about your 8th house, right? Which is your intimate relationships, which is investments, which is occult things, hidden things, total transformation, the ending of something, all these things. 8th house is very vast and it is the house of the hidden. So there's a lot that goes on in the 8th house. So you'll be thinking about those things. And then on August 30th, the same day, we're going to have the last quarter square of the moon. And for the next 9 days, till the new moon in September, you will be focused on releasing, letting go. And this release and letting go is connected to the new beginning that happened on August 8th. And that was your 6th house, right? New beginning in your job, your health, your diet, your habits, which felt challenging, which may not even have happened. So something connected to that is being released, right? In the whole week, the process is about releasing that. That's your basic astrological overview for the month of August. The month of August is an intense one. It is not an easy one. And things will begin to ease off more after August 22nd when the sun enters the sign of Virgo. And that's because although the sun loves Leo, right, it rules Leo, Saturn is opposing the sign of Leo. And Saturn does not feel easy. It feels stressful. So when when the sun moves on to Virgo on August 22nd, the intensity will start to ease off slightly. But August overall is a very intense month with a lot of squares and oppositions, which means a lot of change, a lot of decisions, right? And now if you want to know what the underlying energies in your chart are and will be, you can watch the long-term video. If it's not already out, it will be soon. And I will pick a card for you, Pisces. Okay, let me do that again. Okay, let's go with the one that's fallen out. It says between worlds. And I think this card is saying that you're in a transition phase, Pisces. You're in between two worlds. You're transitioning, right? You're halfway there, but you're halfway in the past. And perhaps this is the focus that you have on your 12th house of the past closing out. Saturn in Aquarius is in your 12th house, right? And what does Saturn in the 12th house do? It helps you close out the past. And perhaps you're in between worlds with that closing out process. Perhaps you've ended one world, one way of being, and now you're stepping into the new one, but you're not fully there. And this month also, you will be deciding, you will be working, you will be doing things that will help you in that transition. And I speak about Saturn in the long-term video, so you can watch that. But really quick, Saturn in your 12th house is about closing out the past 28, 30 years, right? So I think Pisces, you are closing out some things. And Jupiter is back in your 12th house. It came into your sign on May 13th, but now in August it's back in Aquarius and it's revisiting the past. And it'll come back soon, I think by December, if I'm not mistaken, it'll re-enter your sign. And that's when the new will start to come about a bit more. But till Saturn is in your 12th house, you will be closing things out. And Saturn will be in your 12th house for the next 2 years. So on one hand, you've begun something. But on the other hand, there is a strong element and energy of closing out a previous world, previous life. Now, before I close this out, I also want to say that this rising, this chart is for 0 degrees Pisces rising, right? Now, if you're a 28, 29 degrees Pisces, you may just resonate more with the Aries reading, okay? And if you are someone with some really big houses, some really small houses, then, that throws off the planets where they are, and that can change the reading entirely. Also, if you have, say, planets at 9 degrees of Aquarius, which you might as well because you're a Pisces, right? If your Mercury or Venus is in Aquarius, then you'll be feeling a lot of intensity with the Saturn there. So it just depends on your personal chart as well. And I just wanted to mention that because this is just a basic overview, right? It's a basic overview. A lot depends on your personal chart. So always keep that in mind. And I will see you guys in one of my other videos. You can watch my dailies, weeklies, monthlies, all on YouTube. So do hit the subscribe button, do hit the bell icon, and I will see you next time, Pisces. Bye.